What is up, everyone? Welcome to the second quarantine episode of Firelanepodcast.
Hi guys, how are you?
My name is Moses. For the ones that are new, welcome.
And I am Brenda, his wife.
That is my wife for life.
Are you gonna really call this like quarantine episode?
We are in quarantine, and this is the second episode we recorded in quarantine.
Well, welcome to our quarantine episodes. This is our quarantine look. What do you guys think?
This is how we're chillaxing. This is what we look like when we're in quarantine.
For too long.
Yep. But how have you guys been? How have you been dealing with this whole quarantine thing? For me, honestly, there's only a slight difference that is made for me because I've been working the entire time. And I work from home, so there's really no difference besides the fact that my son is home all day long. I'm the only one that goes grocery shopping or outside at all. I got this house on lockdown before the quarantine even passed. I was like, girl, you're pregnant, you're going out. Son, you're high risk, so you're not going out. And we have a 3-year-old who shouldn't go out.
He's too social for this.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to.
So we started this a week
distancing.
early.
When everyone should have. Duh.
Well.
But you must be wondering, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, like, for me, it's...
How has this affected you? I mean, like we said in our last episode, it's like having summer vacation, but early.
Well, not really, because during summer vacation, we can go to places.
That's true. That's the only difference.
So...
You can't go out.
I think, like, the only thing is that I'm running out of air. Like,
how?
Because we can't go
pregnant?
anywhere.
So how are you running out of air?
Yeah, like, in the sense that, like, going to the grocery store for me was, like, getting out.
Oh.
Because I didn't really... I mean, we did stuff, but that was, like, my weekly getting out.
But it's not that bad.
Can't even go to Dollar Tree.
It's not that bad. We're at least we're together.
Yeah, I know it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, that's how it's affected me. You asked. Because you were so concerned.
Good thing you finished that with a K. You're like, you asked. I was like, what? Did you barely get it? I was like, wow, this is going to be rough.
I think that, like, it's just, like, little things, you know, like Emma loves being outside, and she
loves being active.
Constantly asking if she could go with her friends, and, like, Abel has this new little friend here in the block, and it's just, like, kind of heartbreaking to be like, no, like, they can't go out. Or
social distancing.
Like, you guys can't go out.
It's so weird, like normally there's never been a kid who's come knock at our door to ask for our son to come out, except for the neighbor, but he like did not do it for her.
Like, yeah, it was like once a month. I mean, every 6 months or
and randomly a kid from Abel's school came and knocked and like can Abel come out? And they did when was it? When people started hoarding stuff, like the toilet paper, that same day or the day after that. That's when we were all outside. We even had a conversation with our neighbors. Then after that, we were like, no more going out.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like Emma, she's always asking if she could go to grandma.
Yeah, because they would go at least once or twice a week.
At least twice a week, for sure.
Yeah. For a couple hours, but they would go a couple times a week. And to cut that off, last time we went was on my brother's birthday celebration, and we barely met the limit. Well, not even, we were barely under the limit of gatherings of 10 people. We were 9 total. But we kept our social distancing.
But like the whole time we're like, should we go? He's like, do you want to go? Like, should we go? And then after that day, I'm like, no, we shouldn't go anymore. Because like grandmas, grandmas, they don't listen. And even though we tell grandma like no hugs, she didn't care. She's like, no, give me a hug. So now we don't take her.
Now that it's
See,
official.
grandma, that's what happens
It's
when
official
you don't
by
listen.
law. By law, we can't.
All of you grandmas that don't listen.
And friends. But yeah, I mean, this is, I guess, technically the second week in lockdown. Right?
Second?
I mean,
No,
for us.
Oof.
For you guys.
I don't know how long it's been.
Like, for me, there's no difference because I work from home. And, I mean, when we go out together. The only difference is that I go out alone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more effective because I'm in and out quickly. I am.
What things?
What? It's true. Because when we go, we take our toddler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y tú agarras no sé qué tanto más.
What do you mean?
Like when I go, you give me a list and I stick to the list.
Yeah, and then like
when
a day later,
go,
I'm like, man, I really want to make this. I should have, like, that's why when we go to the store, I get stuff that I wasn't going to get because I'm like, okay, I could make this for dinner on Friday or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get out quicker because I don't do that.
Because you just stick to the list.
We'll see.
No, that's good.
Exactly.
It's taken a lot of trust from me
you.
to just give them a list. And
my secret is calling her via FaceTime. That's my secret. Because I always ask, is there anything else? And she always says no. And then 5 minutes later is a text with like 10 other things. And we're like, I'm already leaving Walmart. But anyway, you may be wondering where are our kids? They are having some bonding time with each other. They're watching, I don't know what they're watching, but they're watching something.
Emma is watching what?
I don't know.
Rainbow Kingdom, I think. True. And Abel is playing a game on his iPad.
That's how they bond.
But what were we gonna talk about this time? Is this what we're talking about?
So
we didn't even we didn't even say like our topic or anything.
Yeah,
we just randomly started talking.
What's the point of a podcast? Just like have a plan, but
don't go
don't
with
have
it.
a plan. That's what makes podcasting fun and recording them.
Well, I'm 5 months pregnant already.
Yeah, that's why she ain't going out. Because she's at high risk along with our son, and we just don't want our toddler to get sick at all. So I've been the one that has been exposing himself to the outdoors.
Yeah, and then I spray him with disinfectant when he walks.
There's a disinfecting chamber right outside our doorstep where I get sprayed, and I have to be there for 14 minutes. It's a quarantine based on minutes.
Right. Exagerado.
But anyway, our main topic is going to be how to deal with this whole thing as a couple in a relationship with spending so much time together. What? And just to be honest, for us, there's, like I mentioned, there's really, really little difference as to how our relationship changed because we are always together. We dealt with this when I started working from home.
Yeah, it's like we got prepared for this when you started.
Yeah, the Lord was prepping us for the apocalypse. And also, if you were from El Paso, there was a mini quake. If you felt it, I'm sorry to say, but God didn't choose you.
Don't say that.
I'm kidding. Because we didn't feel it, so we're like, okay, I guess the ones that felt it are the ones that are.
I was asleep.
I was asleep too. Everyone was asleep.
But some people that were asleep got woken up by it.
I didn't. And they say it would hit harder here where we live by instead of like further up El Paso.
Oh yeah.
Because it came from the west side of the west of El Paso. Like around between El Paso and I guess Dallas. A little bit closer to El Paso. Between El Paso and Midland, I guess. Odessa.
Okay.
But just kidding, guys. Just kidding. I was telling her, earthquakes, mini quakes always happen, like little tremors. The earth never stops moving. Simple explanation. But because it's El Paso, we're like, people started buying toilet paper again. Like, toilet paper ain't gonna save you from a quake. If you're on the toilet and an earthquake happens. Why laughing?
Because the faces you make.
But yeah, we are gonna talk about how to make it through this because we've seen a lot of people. I mean, some videos are funny, some are not, but like people with the husband running away from home because he's tired of being with his wife all day.
I didn't see any of those videos.
No?
I just remember you saying that people were getting divorced.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's pretty sad. But in China, because of the quarantine they had over there before us, divorce rates skyrocketed too. Like people wanted to get divorced. And also, I guess here, I don't know if that's happening. I could see why that would make sense because we live in a society where both man and woman go their separate ways job wise and then come back together for a very limited time. Meaning that they go work full time and then they have a part-time relationship because they're more together with their coworkers and bosses and all that stuff instead of with each other. Do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, it's true. Like, when you said that, I mean, like, it's not that our relationship is perfect, but I feel like you said, like, it exposed people's relationships.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, you put an hourglass to not only relationships but also to humanity, to everything. A lot of people are realizing a lot of stuff right now when it comes to job security, their finances. So, like you saw, the unemployment rate went up by millions. Their relationships within each other, with your kids and everything. So a lot of that stuff we understand that's all like emotion that they may be harming relationships. But in our opinion, I didn't want to get married at first because afraid of divorce because I didn't want to be another statistic. So I was like, I'm never gonna get divorced. I mean, married. I'm never gonna get divorced either, but but I said I'm never gonna get married. Of course, eventually I changed my mind. But we both.
I changed your mind.
How can you change your mind?
I just always want to be in control.
Yeah, she does. Always, all the time.
You know?
I don't
Keep
know
going.
You controlled my conversation now. So you keep going. Where was I?
Sorry.
I don't even know. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
So.
that we both went into us getting married and engaged and then married twice. Both indirect, well, not indirectly, but not saying it with words, but I guess we just have this telepathic bond where we went into the marriage knowing like, hey, this is all in. We're never like, just us two together forever until not even death will do us part. Why are you nervous?
I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous?
I don't know, because you just chuckled.
No, like I'm just thinking of it's just that when we decided to get married, like we had already been through so much together. We already knew we wanted to be with each other. And I think like a lot of these couples that are going through this quarantine together,
they haven't dealt with.
Yeah, like they've been too busy like working and, dealing with life.
To deal with their relationship.
Where's
the mic? Where's the spare mic so I could drop it?
Yeah, to deal with the relationship. So like it's gonna, it's gonna kind of like open or expose everything
Yeah,
that.
and I mean, it's not just it's throwing all those issues on top of it, because what this is doing is exposing the issues that were already present in the relationship that were just never dealt with, and then you're just throwing more on top of it. Like if you lost your job, of course that's going to put a strain on it. If you have no idea where your income is coming from and you are running low on finances, that's going to put another strain on it. And then if you don't really know your partner and you never really communicated together, and you're not on the same page, then of course that's just gonna make it worse.
And like I think a lot of people think that because they've been together for a long time, like it's like, oh, they're okay,
Yeah,
but it's not. Like we've met couples that have been together for 25, 30 years, and then they can see like they're not really
happy.
strong and happy.
They're just together because of tradition instead
Yeah.
of because of love. And
So just because you've been together for a long time, does it mean that, you're going through something so hard like this that you don't have to work on your relationship?
yeah, yeah, these are like, um, I saw this quarantine whether I worked outside or at home. I would have seen it as a blessing personally on my end, because one thing that I always wanted to do as a father and a husband is be there for my wife and kids and spend as much time as I can with them. Because, yeah, right now you might be tight on, if you lost your job, on finances, you don't know where your income is coming from. You don't know when this pandemic is going to be over with. You might have a loved one who has it. I don't wish that upon anyone, but you might be dealing with sickness or something like that. These are the moments where they reveal your character. They reveal a lot of stuff about you and what you can or can't endure, whether it's individually, as a person, as you the husband and her the wife, and also as a couple.
Yeah. For me, I've I've always wanted to, since I became a stay-at-home mom, I've wanted able to be homeschooled. So when all this happened, I was like, wow, God, listen. Just kidding. But like,
The Lord answers prayers, but He doesn't answer the way you want.
but like my sister says, like it.
Something came up to my mind. Sorry.
What?
Go.
Like he says, it's an opportunity for you to like even get to know yourself, right? So I know that I'm not the most patient person. Like I am very impatient, and
I didn't say that.
and me wanting to homeschool him, like it's teaching me how to have a little bit more patience, how to like, because
What?
like I get annoyed really quick.
I didn't say
So
that.
I have to stop myself when I'm getting annoyed. I'm like thinking like, hey, this is what you wanted. Like I see this as an opportunity to grow myself as a person, to grow my patience, with them, with myself, knowing that we're in this together. Like like that meme that you said, like, oh, my teacher doesn't do it that way. Well, I'm your teacher now.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the teacher now.
But I even tried to like, okay, how does your teacher do it? Like, you know, um, I don't want him to think like this is his school, but kind of meet him in the middle where I'm doing things one way and his teacher does it another way. Okay, let's meet in the middle and do it this way.
Yeah.
Because that little boy, I love him so much.
We all test her patience and her nerves. But what came to my mind is that in these past 2 weeks, one thing I haven't seen that we would always see every single Monday on Facebook is those memes that people hate Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they're in quarantine, they have no job to go to. They don't dread anything. I mean, the only thing they're dreading is not having a job. Pero ahí estaban un mes complaining de que tenían que trabajar cada lunes. Y ahora quieren
Yeah,
trabajo
that's
para
why
atrás.
it's important, guys, like, to not complain about your life. Because honestly,
Count
like,
your blessings.
yeah, somebody else, I'm pretty sure, has it worse. You know what I mean? Like, I've learned that the hard way. Like, stop complaining about stuff.
Yeah. And this is going to test a lot of people. People might give up.
Hopefully. Sorry, guys. Pan Dulce is calling me. Sorry.
Some people might like throw in the towel because they just can't deal with it anymore. Some people, like myself, not to pat myself in the shoulder, but I know my priorities, whether I still had a job or not, is to take care of my family. So I would do anything that I have to do in order for us to be able to live our lives. It's crazy because it's like we dealt with that also, like the loss of income and job.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, it's crazy because a little bit over a year ago, like we started dealing with whatever's happening right now. Like we were dealing with it.
We're doomsday preppers. Have a bunker.
And yet, you did not see us go buy tons of toilet paper and stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of people spend their entire income tax return on hoarding stuff.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure. Just think about it. We filed our taxes in January. Some people got them earlier, some people not, but we're in the middle of it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people bought all that stuff. And they're at home sitting on a throne of toilet paper. You know toilet paper expires. It has a 60-day incubation period. And then it dies. You can no longer use it.
But yeah. But back to relationships. Because last time we talked about what to do as a family. But I think like I really wanted to talk about this because it's important to strengthen your relationship with your significant other right now. Like, this is the moment. If you haven't had the chance or you guys are too busy or whatever, like, this is a moment to do it.
Because, sit down.
Yeah, like, right now, like, you're being forced to stay at home.
Yeah. Which is not that bad. A lot of people
and I've met some people, I'm not gonna say like men or women, but they're like, no, I don't want to be with him or her all day, like stuff like that. But okay, so then why are you together?
Why do you get married?
Yeah, like why are you living together? Why are you married if
one thing we knew from the get-go, even from dating, like she always wanted to be with me.
I've always been super clingy with him.
Yeah, till this day. And I work from home.
The other day when
we got a sofa? You know why we got a sofa in my office? So she can be here while I'm working. That's how clingy she is. I'm like, why do we need a sofa? So I can be there. I'm like, all right.
No te hagas, because when I start walking out, you're like, where are you going? Like, go see what's going on with the kids.
You're contagious. No, it's because I love to linger at you. Just stare at you. Because I hate to watch her go, but I love to watch her leave.
Babe.
What?
Anyways, yes, I've always been clingy. The other day I said, oh, like he's like, I'm out. Like he gets out of the room, he's like, I'm out. And I hug him and I'm like, oh, I missed you so much.
I'm like, I've been here all day long.
But there's a difference. Like,
I know there's a difference.
There's a difference because I think I'm this way because if I want to hug you, I want to be able to hug you. If I want to talk to you, I want to be able to talk. And there's times that I can't do that because you're either like in a meeting or something.
You know?
And I feel like I can't be with my husband right now. I know it's weird to some people, not to me. But back to what was I gonna say? You see, to strengthen your relationships.
Yeah. That this is the time.
Yeah, this is the time to, sit down and talk to each other.
Spend some alone time.
Get to know each other. I think it's a good time to start talking about like what you guys expect from each other if you haven't done that yet. What?
I know something came into mind.
What?
All these memes come to mind. I don't know.
Say it.
Well, like the first few memes of couples in quarantine, especially the guys, because they canceled all sports. Like day 5 without sports. I met a lady living with who lives in my house. She says she's my wife. She's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean there is some truth to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying all guys. It's also like both guys and women. They don't know their significant other as much as they should, or they don't communicate with each other as much, or they have all these distractions outside of their relationship.
And like, not saying that our relationship is perfect. Yeah. Absolutely not. And people change a lot. Like, we've changed within the years that we've been together. Like, we started one way, then we changed into something else. And like, I feel like maybe I don't need to get to know you every day, but there is like times where I'm like, okay, like I didn't know this about you.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about it.
Yeah.
Because you mature and you grow up, so
yeah.
I get interested in like getting to know you more and getting to know you more deeply. But yeah, like I think okay.
What are some things we do before and during right now that like you feel has made our bond as a husband and wife stronger?
Definitely date night. Like, it's important for us to have date night.
Yeah.
If you didn't have date night before, it's gonna be a little bit challenging right now, but I think you can make it happen. Right?
Yeah, right now this is our date because we were done with the kids.
Yeah, and I mean it's gonna be challenging for families who don't have older kids that can watch the little ones.
Yeah.
But let me give you an idea. Like, if you have iPhones, or hopefully have iPhones, have a camera there and have a camera over here.
Yeah, and
watch them.
Use your phones as the nanny cams, or what is it called? Baby monitors.
But you need that alone time. I think that alone time with each other is very important because, I mean, everybody knows like this is already stressful enough, and then being all together 24/7.
Yeah, people. I guess this is a good time also to set your priorities as far as what's important to you. Mm-hmm. For example, for me, my number one priority is my wife and kids. Those are my number one priority. Number one is my wife, and then of course my kids, and then everything else comes after that. But I need to make sure she's taken care of, not only excuse me, not only financially, but also her emotions, her love tank, how much she loves me. To make sure that she still loves me. So to make her fall in love with me all the time. What else? Make sure she's happy.
Why are you making that face?
Huh? What face?
Like,
because I need to make sure she's happy. But those are my priorities, and she indirectly knows that. So she trusts that I will do whatever I need to do to take care of those things. What about you? What are your priorities?
My priorities.
Just feed me breakfast.
Yes, my priorities is that they're fed. Obviously that he's not stressed because he does like do a lot. Even though he works from home, like he does a lot for us, especially now that he has to go to the grocery store by himself and stuff. Like my priority is that he's not stressed, that he's comfortable, that his love tank is full. Which is very hard to do. Just kidding.
Eso es al revés.
But I like to have a clean house.
Which she has for a couple of days now. And that's with a toddler and a 10-year-old at home.
But it's because we've been teaching them to pick up after themselves, and I think it's become like a
routine.
So they're like
becoming
expecting it. Yeah. So it's been very helpful. Like this is what we try to do as a family. Like, see things, the good things in this. Hey, we get to spend more time with each other. Like we get to play together, because sometimes like I know that our son, he would feel left out because he was either at school or something.
Yeah.
And we would do something fun. Like, why do you guys do stuff when I'm not here? Like, because that's the only time we can do it. So now, like, he doesn't feel left out. Like, he's...
Yeah, because we're together all day.
Yeah. Me teaching him stuff. How to cook. How to clean properly.
How to keep his room clean.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that boy. He's kept his room clean the whole time.
And they also understand that. Like, that's something that I think it's important for you guys to talk to your kids about. In our relationship, like, they know it's God and they know it's us, and then it's them.
Yeah.
And some parents are going to be like, no, my kids are first. No, like, your relationship with your significant other is more important.
So sassy. No.
Because it's true. Because, like, people are like, no, my kids are first. But if you and your significant other is not, if you guys aren't happy, your kids are not going to be happy, because they know that something's wrong. They feel it. They feel your energy. And if they don't see you guys happy, you could buy them like the world and spend all the time you want with them. But if they don't see that happiness within you, within you guys, then they're going to grow up thinking that a relationship doesn't...
There's no happiness.
Yeah, there's no happiness.
And that's why there's so many people, I guess, getting tired of their spouses.
And that's why there's so many single people that can't find someone.
Yeah.
Because of the relationship they saw.
Yeah, it's like that saying, the best way to love your children is to love your spouse.
Yeah.
And it's true, because you can't love your children if you don't love your spouse.
Yeah, and we tell them that. They know that, like, that we love each other and that we need that time together.
Yeah, they see us always kissing, not making out, just kissing, like little pecks here. They always see us hugging. They always see us cuddling.
Like, we always say I love you to each other.
Yeah.
Like, we make sure that we're loving with each other in front of them.
Yeah, we're doing our best to give the best example to our children, to show them what a good marriage is like. Not a perfect marriage or an excellent marriage, but a good marriage where it still has its... Why are you laughing?
Why are you doing that to my foot?
What am I doing to your foot?
You know what you're doing to my foot.
What am I doing to your foot?
Stop. Stop. Keep going, please.
Okay.
You're saying something.
With my foot, or what I was saying?
I don't even know. I need some water.
Why are you blushing?
Because you're like, baby.
Why?
We have a podcast to record.
Yeah, I'm being clingy. What was he saying? I lost myself.
Yeah. Whatever he was saying.
Something about relationships.
I was like so focused on this.
on my foot, rubbing against your foot. I was playing footsies.
You've never done that before.
I know. Good thing.
I don't know. I'm like. Anyway.
Gotta learn how to flirt with your wife. And have those chances.
And there's different types of flirt.
Don't be afraid to flirt with your wife. I flirt with her all the time, every day.
Not in front of his mom, though.
Yeah, you do. What can no? I always wink at you.
I flirt with you.
I even spank your butt. We're laughing. I do.
That's true.
Yeah, like the simplest way I flirt with her, I don't even say a word. I just go like, I just wink at her and she likes it.
Yeah.
She always smiles and turns red. So do that while you're in quarantine with your wife. Flirt with each other.
Yeah, flirt with each other. Spend those moments.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, we're talking about kids and showing love, and then yeah, just see this as an opportunity to strengthen your relationship, strengthen your marriage, strengthen your love for each other, because that's truly what it is. It's either a blessing for you, or it's not, and it's up to you. You make the decision, because it's not this. Everyone is going through this. Some people are dealing with much worse stuff. Some people it's a little bit simpler for them. But the one thing that we all have in common is how we react to this thing, and how we react to the issues that we're encountering. So, yeah. She's still with the donuts.
Oh no.
So yeah, I mean, one thing that we have done during the quarantine is like yesterday, you were bored. She's been bored a lot. So I've had to keep 3 people entertained.
No, I've had to keep 2 people entertained. That's what I've been doing.
You and Analia. Oh, that's going to be her name, Analia.
Yeah.
Or baby girl. But she's in you. So you count as 2 people.
Anyways.
Because you say, who's giving you the cravings right now? You said it's not your fault. So who... Why are you hiding your face?
What cravings? I don't know what you're talking about.
Ayer el paletero.
No, that babe.
El paletero has
That
been
wasn't
for a while.
yet. It was been for a while,
Today,
and we can never, ever, ever catch one. And then yesterday.
Because you never tried. The first time was yesterday.
No, I've tried before.
When?
Babe, I'm always listening out to see if ahí va el paletero. Even one time, Claudia and I sat outside, like waiting for it at your mom's house.
I have no idea about this.
Yeah,
They're probably like, you're talking about relationships and communication, and you never know he'd laugh.
See, because you always learn stuff. This is a really good example.
Yeah, see, that's how you learn stuff by communication. Start a podcast if you want to start to communicate and learn stuff about each other. No?
But yesterday wasn't the paletero. That was for a while. But
okay,
we
still,
caught
that's still a craving.
paletero.
That's still a craving. So that was a paletero.
I just wanted something like
and then
cold and sweet.
You wanted Asian stuff.
I've been wanting Asian stuff.
The same thing con la paletera. You've been wanting Asian paleteros con no sé qué tanto más.
Y luego, since everybody took all the groceries from the store, like, I have to come up with stuff to make because...
So what'd you make? What'd you make today? Shrimp fried rice? It's pretty good.
Shrimp fried rice.
It's really good.
I saw it on TikTok.
And then right after we finished that meal... Uh-oh. Who's knocking? So we're back. Emma knocked. This is what happens when you're in quarantine and you have to take care of your own children.
You just go with it.
Yeah. But anyway, I was talking about her craving. Her last craving, most recent craving, which was today, was the shrimp fried rice, Asian food. She wanted Asian food. So she made that, and then right after she finished it, she wanted donuts. And then the week before, I got her pan dulce because she wanted donuts. And then the week before.
So, okay, this is what happened. Let me explain myself. It wasn't just like these cravings aren't just like, okay, today I want this
They
and I'm
all
gonna get
started 5 months ago.
No, like I have them, but I'm like no, 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 no. And then I was gonna make. Last week I wanted donuts. I've been craving a lot of milk, chocolate milk. That's like one thing that I've been craving for sure. Because I don't like milk. I'm not a milk person.
Chocomilk a mi niña.
And
Nesquik.
I've been craving a lot of chocolate milk. But
She does 2 scoops
how do you
per
know?
8 ounces. Because I've seen you.
Oh man.
What?
I thought nobody saw that.
She does double scoop. She double scoops that chocolate powder.
Anyways, so that, and then this week at the beginning of the week I was like, okay, for my sweet, because I don't like, I try not to eat sweet stuff every day, so I'm like, okay, once a week, like in the weekend. So I'm like, for this week I'm gonna make cookies, but
peanut butter cookies.
But then in Abel's like homework stuff, like he had to do this science thing with flour, so we used a bulk flour.
Yeah.
And since all you hoarders are taking everything,
she said hoarders, not the other one. Hoarders.
We don't have flour, so
yeah.
So I was like,
But that's good because, I mean, if you buy donuts, you support local businesses, and then that stimulates the economy, which is in the brink of, I mean, it's already going down, but from getting worse.
Yeah, so that's the cravings that he's talking about.
Yeah.
But what was the purpose of you talking about my cravings?
I don't know. This is what we deal with in quarantine while pregnant.
I know. I think it's like a little bit challenging to be pregnant during this time.
Yeah. All those hormones and emotions going through you.
Yeah.
And all you have to deal with is at home. But I'm a good husband. Because this is what happened last time. She was tired of everything. Because she's pregnant. I mean, she gets tired from waking up.
You're so mean. That's not
See,
nice.
we can joke like that because we bonded and communicated with each other. If you have no relationship and you just make a joke about your wife, you'll be like, she wouldn't take it nicely. But when you bond,
and I know it's not true.
Yeah, and she knows I'm joking.
Because constantly he's saying that I do too much. But not
because you're pregnant, you're not supposed to be doing anything.
I'm not supposed to be de huevona ahí en el sillón.
¿Por qué no?
Anyways, so
she put like, this is what happens. That way you guys can know a little bit about my wife.
About us.
No, about you. But she has a conflict in her own mind of one, she doesn't want to do nothing, and the other conflict is that she wants to do everything.
They fight each other.
And they fight each other constantly. So if she does too much, and then the rest of us don't do as much as her or as much as she sees, then she gets mad because we're not doing nothing. Why are you laughing?
Okay, keep going.
Is this gonna bite me in the butt?
No, because it's true.
And then I always tell her, like, whenever she doesn't want to do nothing, like when she doesn't want to do nothing and she feels physically like she doesn't want to do nothing, that's when she wants to do the most. And then when she's doing the most, she doesn't feel like doing it. So that's how I earned my patience.
But see, like, we communicated, and he said, when you need me to do something, tell me.
Yeah, we had a conversation.
Yeah, like, this is why it's important
Before
to
all
talk
this is so crazy. It's like we were prepared to survive this.
It's important to talk to each other, because for a long time, like, I'm like, I want him to do something, but I am like, oh, he should already know that I want him to do this. So we had this conversation where I'm getting upset because I'm like, I have all this stuff to do and I feel like I can't get it done, and I'm not asking for help. And he's like, why don't you just tell me to, like, you want me to do this? And I'm like, no, like, you should know, like, if I'm gonna do all of this, at least help me with this thing. He's like, I don't know. And that's when I realized, like, it's true. He doesn't know. He's not a mind reader. Like, I have little conversations with myself.
After yelling at me. This is after yelling at me.
But I said sorry. I did apologize.
Y yo como mandilón siempre estoy ahí. Because I love you. Because I love you.
You're not mandilón. I wish. Well, I don't wish. That's why I'm with him, but... like, it's weird because people, like, a lot of people think that you are, but you're, like, mandilón? Completely opposite.
Why?
Because you're, like, you never do anything that I say.
Yeah, you do.
Like, not, like, because mandilones are, like, haz esto y tú te quedas con los niños y whatever.
Oh, okay.
And you're not like that. Yeah, like, you're not like that.
I'm not on a leash. Because that's how a relationship should be. What do you mean you wish I was a mandilon?
No, I said no. Don't wish you were.
Okay.
That's why I'm with you, because you're not.
Because I'm mandilon. Like that TikTok.
See, like, I want pan dulce. He's not gonna.
Yeah, she knows, like, her cravings. She suppressed them a lot because she knows I ain't gonna go at 3 a.m. or 12 a.m. to go get them.
That's why I'm like, nah, forget about it.
I'm like, I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna do that. Not because because I don't want to.
And shout out to my friend Brenda, Sophia's mom, because she was making, like, candy with, like, chilito and stuff, and she put it on Snapchat, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. And then I went out, and then
in a pandemic,
and then
around the corner,
went to go get, because she gave me some, and I was like, oh my gosh,
exposed myself to the outdoors.
So thank you so much. They were delicious,
and I survived, luckily. Came back home.
She lives, like, around the corner.
Yeah, sitting around the corner.
But that was really awesome.
Yeah.
Quería llorar. I was like, she's gonna give me some? Oh my god. But yeah. But the person that does, like, usually gets me stuff when I have cravings is Claudia.
Yeah.
His sister.
La tienen bien chiple.
Because she knows he's not gonna go get it.
Nope.
But yeah, but
there's few things that she doesn't do for me, and there's other things that I don't do for her.
Like, what don't I do? Tell us. We want to know.
It's rated R.
Stop.
That's another thing. While you're in quarantine, do that often. Do that dang.
Come up with, like...
with passion.
Come up with, like, new spots. Because it's hard, guys. Like, we're married, okay? We can say this.
Just give me PG-13.
Like, it's hard when you have kids and then you're trying to get intimate with your husband. You gotta be, like, very smart. Like, okay, how can we do this? And not do this while they're sleeping the whole time.
Yep.
Make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them catch you, though. It hasn't happened to us, for sure.
That we know of. I'm sure it hasn't happened. That's why we're whispering right now. They're in the other room, so they can't hear.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're laughing. We're laughing.
Because I keep saying, but yeah.
But yeah, take this quarantine as an opportunity to do something good with. Don't see it as a curse. Don't see it as a I mean, it is a challenge, but see it as a challenge that you will overcome and become better because of it.
Yeah.
And do what you have to do on your end to make sure that you do, because with every adversity, there's an equal chance for a greater opportunity. And that's the way we see it. We know that our bond with our children, within each other, and the things that matter, it's going to be stronger than ever because we get to spend time with each other. Because think about it. Right now, people are complaining that they're stuck at home, when at the same time there's people in the hospital with this virus who are isolated from their friends, their family, everyone. And everyone is asking the ones that are healthy to stay at home. And they're being too selfish to stay at home and they still go out. But think about it, there's two perspectives. Yeah, you have the blessing to stay at home when there's other people who have the virus or they're sick or anything like that. Like the elderly, they're isolated from their own families, like their own kids can't go visit them. The people who have the virus, they're isolated from everyone. They have to be in a hospital bed until they're better now and cleared, which they don't know if they will. And if they do happen to pass away because of it, God forbid, they don't get to say bye to their family. And we're all just being asked to stay at home to make sure we stop that from happening as much as possible. So, man, I went deep there. I didn't even know I was going to go deep. Anything you want to add?
I mean, how can they follow that?
That's pretty crazy. I'm going to put that on Facebook right now. So if you see that, you know that it's in the recording. But yeah, I mean, the worst that you have it is that you're being asked to stay home.
Yeah.
That's as bad as it's gonna get. Yeah, you might not like your spouse, you might not enjoy your kids, you might be dealing with so many other stuff, but at least you're not in the hospital isolated from your family. Because think about it, you're dealing with all these things, and then just imagine throwing a virus on top of it, because people who have the virus might be dealing with something similar to you. They might be dealing with relationship problems, jobless problems, income insecurity, blah blah blah, and then they still have to deal with the virus. Those people are not thinking about, okay, what I'm going to do with my income, what am I going to do with my wife, what am I going to do with my kids, yada yada yada. Their 100% priority is for them to get themselves better and for them to not die.
Mm-hmm.
Your priority is to stay home and make sure that either you don't pass the virus to other people or make sure that other people don't pass the virus to you. And that's the best bet.
So that this thing can stop and everything can go not back to normal, but, being able to live life again.
Yeah. So think about the things that you're dealing with and put it into perspective that they're not as bad as they could have been, and count your blessings because you're still living and breathing. You're still enjoying this podcast. Luckily, we're still here.
Yeah, and like your kids are healthy. Like I know there's moms that their kids were sick and they were in the hospital, and like having to sleep in a hospital is not fun. So enjoy your kids. Like I know that it's a huge change from them being at school all day to now you taking care of however many kids you chose to have. It's a big change, but they're gonna feel your negativity and your energy towards them if you keep thinking this way, like, oh, like they're at home, they're not at school, like they eat too much, they're too crazy, like I can't stand them. Like it's not the time for you to speak that into your kids.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna feel that. And you don't want them to feel like they're better off at school than at home.
Yeah.
So take the time to I'm telling you this, like, by experience, because this happens to me, like, just be patient.
Yeah.
Learn to
this
be
is gonna
patient.
teach you patience to everyone.
Yeah, like, I'm not the most patient person, but I am learning to be patient with my son. I mean, I've known how to deal with Emma, but now with both of them, like, I only have 2 kids. We're about to have a third one, and it's teaching me a lot, like, of how to be patient with each of them differently. And I lose it. Like, I do lose it. I'm not gonna say that I'm, like, conquered this whole thing. Like, I do lose it, but I think, like, I'm like, okay, calm down. Don't let them feel this from you.
Yeah. Make sure that home that you're in is full of love, full of positivity, because that is what the world needs right now. That is what cures everything, is love. And please, please, please stay home.
Yeah. Unless, like, you have to.
Unless you're an essential worker.
Unless you have to go out, like, but still, don't be out and about when you shouldn't be.
Yeah, protect yourself, be aware. Do everything you can to wash your hands
and this is a
keep
perfect
clean.
time to, like, reach out to family and see how they're doing, because I'm pretty sure people need to hear other people's voice. Like, you have aunts, uncles, and stuff, like, call them.
You don't know how people are dealing with it. They might have anxiety, they might be scared,
They just might
they might
need
not
to
take
talk.
it seriously, and
So reach out.
to reach out to family, friends. But yeah, stay home, because at the end of the day, if you don't want to spend time with the kids, with your wife, with yourself, with whoever you're living with, just imagine yourself if today was the last day of your life. God forbid it is, but no one's gonna wish for I wish I could have had more time at work, or more overtime, or more pay. Everyone always wishes for more time. So don't take these times that you have with your spouse, your kids, if you're alone, get to know yourself. Communicate with people, reach out to people, meet new people online. There's a bunch of opportunities that this negative thing brought upon, and we have to take advantage of those, because we all need to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
So stay safe, stay home. We'll keep recording for you guys that we can be entertained during this quarantine.
Send us your topics, your questions, your suggestions, your comments.
Yeah, reach out to us. Let us know what you think. And other than that, you want to do our plug?
And you can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook at firelanepodcast. Listen to us on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you want.
Donde sea.
And I have a Twitter and a Snapchat.
No TikTok.
No TikTok.
That's what quarantine does.
Yes, that's what it does.
Anyway.
But
talk. Well,
no, go ahead. What?
But what?
No, I was just gonna say, but thanks.
But thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Other than that, stay safe, wash your hands, and stay home.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.